Christy and Michael know all too well how devastating natural disasters can be and how important insurance is. In the past 6 years, they have lost not one, but 2 homes to catastrophic wildfires. Can you imagine?
We purchased our first home in Paradise, California, and lost it to the Camp Fire, the deadliest and most destructive wildfire in California history.
It was such an amazing house.
We lost everything. All our photos of our children when they were babies, photos of our families from the past, everything you could think of. We had really good insurance. Our insurance actually paid out enough to where we can purchase the house outright. That insurance policy jumped up to $12,000. We could not pay that. The evening that the park fire started, and it was initially just a warning, roughly 30 minutes after that first warning, we were loading our stuff into vehicles and hitting the road.
When we left, we thought we'd be coming home later. No way this was gonna happen to us twice.
You could see 150, 200-foot flames shooting into the sky.
We're stopped. We're stopped. We get confirmation that we had lost our house yet again.
It's a gut-wrenching feeling to think that, well, this happened twice, what says it can't happen a third time?
I'm just completely in shock that it happened again. And to be uninsured, we're having to start over.
We've worked our whole adult lives to try to live that quote-unquote American dream, but we have nothing to show for it.
Christy, Michael, thank you both for joining us. Not once, but twice. That just seems unfathomable.
It is unimaginable, yet still very real to us.
Yeah.
It's something we never imagined could happen.
So when this happened the first time, you go into shock, right? I mean,
absolutely.
If people have never seen anything like this, and we lived in California at the time of that first fire, this came so fast that there were people driving down the road out of Paradise with their tires on fire.
Correct.
Because it was such a close call to get out.
Correct.
Now, you were married 1 month before the fire, right?
September 2018, and little did we know everything would be turned upside down very shortly after.
Yeah.
You had just hung the wedding pictures,
Yes.
what, the night before?
The night before.
Yes.
In the house that burned to the ground.
Yeah, in a sense, our dream home.
Yeah.
You know, enough room for us
Wow.
and our kids.
My word. What goes through your mind when they give you this evacuation notice? Because, like I said, there's not much time. This comes and it says, you need to get out of here right now.
I actually saw the very start of the fire that morning as I was driving to work. And growing up in that area, we've seen fires like that before. So originally I thought, oh, it's small, they'll get it put out. Within a matter of 20 minutes, I had already made my way out of town, could not get home, had no way of getting a hold of my kids. On and off the phone with her is by far one of the scariest, if not the scariest days of my life. So no time to even think about your actions.
And this house was important to you all, of course, and you had insurance on the house.
Oh,
Christy.
yes.
What was your premium?
We like to say it was the cost of a date night for the month. Incredibly cheap and amazing coverage, like over-covered for that price.
I believe it was $82 a month at that time.
Yeah. So a date night back in 2018 maybe, but you know.
Yeah. But it was less than $1,200 a year.
Oh, absolutely.
Oh, yes.
Yeah, so you had it covered, everything was good. And so you bought a new home outright using the insurance money.
Correct.
Correct, yes.
And was that the right thing to do when you look back now?
Hindsight, no. Hindsight, we would have probably used a large down payment to keep our mortgage low. But if we would have known that the insurance would have increased so much, we would have at least had a nest egg to be able to cover those costs in the future.
What did your premiums go up to?
Oh, I believe the first year was roughly $2,200. The second year, I believe, jumped to roughly around $2,700. The third year jumped to roughly $7,000. Fourth year, our last quote, to where we decided this is something we can't do, became $12,000 for the quote because it was California Fair Plan to cover fire, plus a secondary insurance to cover everything else. And it wasn't just, here, break it into 12-month payments. It was,
You got to come with the cash.
well, yeah, it was 3 payments was the only offer we were given. It was $7,000 to begin with, $4,000 the next month, $1,000 the following.
Yeah.
And we just couldn't afford that.
So it went up
something for us.
10x.
Oh, yeah, it was.
I mean, 1,200 a year to 12,000.
Oh, yeah, we felt like we were being punished.
Wow. And COVID hits during this time.
Correct.
And what happened to your jobs during COVID?
We were both laid off. We were both trying to figure out if we could get unemployment, if we were going to have any future funds. Hard times.
Yeah.
It became hard times.
Yeah.
Sure.
And so by 2021, you had to drop all insurance coverage. There was no money to pay.
Yeah, there was just no fathomable way that we could have done that.
So how are you coping after losing the second home?
That's a very hard question, to be honest.
We can't say that we're doing fine. I guess technically we're surviving, but that's all we can do. We got to keep going on for the kids and
It's a day-to-day thing.
yeah, absolutely.
When you lose everything, and I only know this from talking to people, I haven't been through it, so I'm certainly not implying that I know how you feel, but I've had people from your communities that have told me, when you lose everything, you realize how layered life is. You know, you lose mementos, you lose every little thing that you took maybe for granted. You used to reaching into a drawer and you pull something out. You don't have a drawer to reach into,
Yeah.
and there's nothing that was in the drawer. And your children, all their toys are gone. Everything that they love is gone. Clothing is gone. And it took 6 years to relayer your lives to the point where you say, okay, you know, we're kind of back.
Yeah, yeah.
You're kind of back.
Right?
And then, boom, you get hit again.
Yeah, and it's no less devastating the second time.
Yeah, you said you talk about pre-fire and then pre-fire.
Correct.
And now it's in between for the campfire and the park fires, pre-fire, and then after both fires is post-fire.
Yeah.
Because it's how we, in our heads, have to kind of break down when we had something or when something happened. Oh, was that pre-fire or post-fire? That's insane.
Yeah. And you say now you don't even have like a can opener. I mean, it's like...
No, we don't. We still haven't gotten
have
one.
not.
We don't have ketchup in our fridge. There's stuff we don't have that everybody has in your fridge, and you spend a lot of time building up your, everything, and we don't have it.
This isn't just like we found the most unlucky, unfortunate people in America. 60% of Americans saw their home insurance premiums rise dramatically, and you guys just got priced out of the market, hit twice. And so now you have to find a place that just keeps you warm and dry. You rent someplace, and your kids feel what? How do they talk about this?
So at the moment, we only have our youngest daughter at home still.
Right.
She's a senior in high school. And we try to talk with her. We try to coach her through this the best we can. We've asked her if she wants to seek counseling. She joins us in odd, dark humor to just laugh it off. You can see on her face a lot of the time, and she has no problem telling us this is hard. Our other daughters all went through it the first time. She unfortunately had to deal with it the second time as well as driving out of the community with us, instead of just getting into a car and
Letting her parents worry about it. She was also driving out of it herself.
The clip you saw with the flame shooting into the sky, she was right there with us, driving, trying to focus on the road, focus on traffic while staring into that devastating picture.
And it was kind of chaotic after that second fire, right? You evacuated in 3 different cars, and they were sending people in different directions, and it took you 7 hours to make a 20-minute drive.
Correct. We maybe got 5 miles away from our house before we were stopped by emergency personnel, turned around, told to head north to where our one road town ends. and wait on some logging roads until emergency personnel could help us. And that was 50% or so of our community that were told the same thing, all because we were maybe 5 minutes too late of leaving the house.
So we have another young couple that was in the process of starting their life in their forever home when Hurricane Helene washed it all away. They had no flood insurance, and they're left wondering, what do they do next? We're going to add them to the conversation after the break. Make better sleep your New Year's resolution with Cozy Earth's best-selling bamboo sheet set and bamboo pajama set. The bamboo sheet set is crafted from 100% premium viscose from bamboo, delivering unmatched softness and breathability to keep you cool and comfortable all night. These sheets get softer with every wash and are backed by a 10-year warranty ensuring long-lasting quality. Pair your sheets with a bamboo pajama set, a timeless classic designed with soft stretch knit fabric that sleeps cooler than cotton. Its lightweight, breathable design keeps your temperature just right through the night, so you wake up feeling refreshed. Cozy Earth helps turn your home into a sanctuary where relaxation and comfort come naturally. A better year starts with better sleep. Wrap yourself in Cozy Earth. Don't wait. Head to cozyearth.com/Phil now and use my exclusive code PHIL for up to 40% off. That's cozyearth.com/Phil. If you get a post-purchase survey, say you heard about Cozy Earth from the Dr. Phil podcast. My next guests, Macy and Caleb, say that losing their home feels like a death in the family. Just 1 week after celebrating their daughter's first birthday in their backyard, Hurricane Helene dumped 40 trillion gallons of rain, enough water to fill more than 60 million Olympic-sized swimming pools in the Southeast, destroying their home and their dreams of a future there.
I inherited my grandfather's house in 2017. The house means everything to me. Caleb and I grew up together.
I proposed to her in the backyard. 1 year later, she became my wife in that same backyard.
We got married in this spot back in 2022. In 2019, we had a mild flood. And at that moment, we went and priced flood insurance.
We couldn't afford it. Every time it rained, you'd sit there and you're like, please don't let it rise.
On September 27th, 2024, Hurricane Helene came in and destroyed our home. We stayed until we could not stay anymore, and we got all our stuff and we were out of there. Took our camper to higher grounds. We sat there and we watched our whole house go up. 5 feet of water came in our home and completely destroyed everything.
This is what it looks like currently. You can see how high the water got in here.
It's like a thief came in the middle of the night and stole everything from us. We're grieving. We still have so much frustration, so much anger.
This is the saddest part. This was our daughter's nursery. Where's all your toys, baby?
Our daughter is 1 year old, and we hope and pray that she will never remember this.
I think about it every day, like, what is she seeing? I worry about us. They're taking a toll on our marriage.
This was our wonderful view that we used to have.
It never gets easier coming back down here.
Well, Macy, Caleb, thank you guys for being here. You say you felt forced to choose between really just essential living expenses and securing flood insurance for your home.
Before we break off into that, I want to personally thank you for stepping into our state, assisting people. God bless you for that.
Well, thank you.
In my book, you're a hero.
Well, thank you. The real heroes were the people that I met there, and I went into the mountain communities and along the river and all up and down, and I think I stated several times, I think it was America at its best. Neighbors helping neighbors, and you guys were right on the river. The pictures of your house before and after that flood hit, it was up to the roof, right?
Yes.
Just complete loss. It's just hard to look at, isn't it?
No, I'm telling you, it'll break your heart,
Yeah,
especially that fourth picture right there.
yeah, yeah. And that's your baby's nursery, right?
Yes, sir.
What was it like for you when you saw this happening to your home?
Devastating. We sat there and watched the water rise. We saw everything go up. It was very hard.
And this was a family home.
Correct. I inherited this house from my grandfather in 2017. And I grew up here. We had a family compound. It was my grandfather, and then my aunt and uncle, and then my parents, where myself and cousins and brothers were raised. So we lost everything, but as well as my family too.